Hello, fifth grade. Here is our third video for this week. We're going to continue talking about atmosphere. We watched that video in our last lesson, and we're going to continue that discussion. So go ahead and get out your science notebooks. In our last video, I asked you to write down what is the atmosphere. So I want you to look at what you wrote down. And then as we go through this video, I want you to add any notes that you can add to what you have already written down. So remember, the atmosphere is any part of the earth that is air or gas. So we saw in the video some examples of the wind and weather. They had some really incredible video of tornadoes and dust being blown around and so many different types of clouds. I think there was even a clip of the hurricane, and I know we looked at some of the satellite images of hurricanes through class at the beginning of the year. So all of that happens in our atmosphere. Also remember that gas is in the air. The air is made of oxygen, argon, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and small parts of several other gases. So for this lesson in your science notebook, I want you to think about how does the atmosphere interact with the biosphere and the hydrosphere. So last week we had we discussed and thought about how does the biosphere interact with the hydrosphere. This week I want you to think about how does the atmosphere interact with just the biosphere or just the hydrosphere or all of the three together. So you can see in my model that I have the atmosphere shown, and then I have arrows pointing to the biosphere and pointing to the hydrosphere, but also the hydrosphere points back at the atmosphere. The biosphere points back to the atmosphere. All of these spheres interact with each other. It's not just one that affects the other. It's a whole combination of interactions that take place. So I want you to make a list of 10 examples of how the atmosphere and biosphere and hydrosphere interact with each other. As always, if you want to share what you have written down, you can email it to diana.capel@ops.org. Next week, we will have another set of videos to keep you thinking about science. I will be talking to you then. Bye, everyone.